are what people can search. And we looked at the imagery previously when we saw that video. We saw the lighthouse, and Hooten's class answered that the lighthouse was like the search engine that anybody can use to search across the vast sea of anything and everything that is out there. And then you guys talked about how the copying and the whispering is that once somebody finds something, they can copy it and they can share it with whoever they want without your knowledge. And then we looked at the Jumbotron and the stadium, which represented once they push that out, it's for everybody to see. It is no longer private. And then we looked at it's permanent and persistent. Permanent means you can't take it away. Your parents can't call Google and say, oh, my son or daughter didn't mean to post that picture. Can you please take it down? They're not going to be able to. And it's permanent and persistent, meaning if it's something that's embarrassing or shameful, it's going to constantly come back to haunt you for the rest of your life. Nobody can take it down. So that's kind of where we are at today. I'm going to fast forward, so you're going to see your screens just go real crazy. So let me go through it, and we're going to get to the point where I want to be at. We did all of these already. We did the video, we reviewed, thought, okay. So we did the lighthouse, we did the copying, the whispering, the permanent marker, the persistence, and we said, remember that your digital footprint is whatever's online that can be searched and shared and passed on, and it becomes permanent. Now, this is what we're going to do today. Okay, you're going to work with your table partners. You are going to look at two people's profiles. And here's the background on it. The United States loves reality shows, right? They love, like, you know, the Voice, and they love the Dancing Star one. I've never seen it, but it's something. They love the reality shows. So you are going to pretend to be a network executive. Okay, you are the top of the top, and you have a brand new reality show, and you're looking for the best host. And you've narrowed it down to two people. Now, they've already sent in their applications. They've already weeded out everybody else, but they've narrowed it down to two people. And to finalize who they choose, the network executive says, you know what? I want to check their social media first. I want to see what kind of person they are outside of their application, because they're going to be the face of our new show. So you're going to be the network executive looking through their profile and really looking at it to see if you can truly know somebody based upon who they are. So that is your task today. To look through their digital footprint to decide who do you want to be the host of your new show. And remember, the media loves to drag people down. The media loves to find somebody on top and dig up dirt to drag them down. So your job is to find the person that has the best digital footprint so there's no dirt left behind in their tracks. No dirt. So that's the person you need to look for. So even little tiny things that you think people can take the wrong way, you need to identify that and see, and you're going to type it in. Okay? So you should right now on your screen, it's going to either download you off to the bottom left corner. It'll say loading, but you're going to be receiving images of two people's profiles. The woman's name is Linda, and the guy's name is Jason. I want you to take a really good look at their profile. That's the one they sent to the network. But also, you're going to kind of creep through their profiles and see not only what they've posted, but what kind of friends that they have, what kind of pictures they've put on there, what kind of comments their friends or just followers have left. Because remember what I said last time. You cannot play the game of how many friends can I have, because those are the friends that can actually leave comments and drag your footprint down. So look at what friends they have and what are their friends posting about them, because that also is added to their digital footprint. So I would like you to take about 5 minutes let's say 3 to 5 minutes. We'll go in the middle road. We'll do 4. And I want you to look through, and I want you to start reading and start thinking, who would be best for this job? So I'm going to put a timer on the board. Hooten's class, you'll see it. And Spears' class, since this isn't working, I'm going to go run and grab another thing that'll work on here. But about 5 minutes, and look through and talk with your group on what you're finding. Ready, go.
Okay. So she doesn't want to go. Let's go look at it.
Run to my room and I don't know what's going on.
Sarah Star, Ashley, Jay, Samantha, Jalen, Adeline, Bannister, Sydney, and description classes for high school students. Like go to rescue. Okay, all right. Insta post. Wait, okay, so posted a picture of the dinner. Oh, but look, this person was like, she claimed that she did it. So she's lying. She's lying. Okay, she's lying. Yeah. Right, now Jason. Hi, my name is Jason. I'm 23, born and raised in Boston, Massachusetts.
Around that age,
I was made to go I was made to off my voice. I'm hanging out with my cat, her monster. Oh, look at this. Don't have to spend a lot of time articles in 2009 that was
look at this. That does not look like we just found out.
true. Wait, there's an article on you.
This is hard choice. I don't even want to make this reality. So I.
Oh, dang. Look, it says right here. Article in 2009. It says at the bottom right here. Hold on. Okay, so there's the bio one, and then look down here like this. Over steroid use. Wait, I'll read this. Remember to make sure I steroid use as Kevin Catherine.
Look, I found that.
Wait. Alright, I'm typing in well, this guy Okay, so I would she looks like she's 14. But look, there's that, this picture of her, and then there's this on Facebook. Oh, wait, what? Use the text. Okay, I go with it. But then again, she's lying about bacon and shrimp taco.
That guy is lying.
Jason works well.
So I think she's a no. Jason was actually honest about that.
Yeah, but Jason took steroids.
He said it was fake and like how it was fake. And she was honest about how and he was actually sorry.
I wouldn't look either.
Sorry, Mrs. Hooten's class, I had the microphone turned off. All right, so what I was saying is, in the column that your students see on the screen right now, they're going to write in there, either using their finger if they have a touch screen, or if they don't, or they'd rather use text, there's a text box they can place in there, of whether they think Linda or Jason meets the requirements that they see on the left or right, meaning trustworthy or not trustworthy. And they're going to type the reasons why they say, yes, he is, or no, he is not. So that's what we're typing in the box. So about 4 minutes on the clock so that you can get those boxes filled out.
Okay. Oh, we do? If you, those of you who wrote really big, something, and then the text is the for the big team, and that one. So, right before it or oh my gosh.
Because she
There's like sushi.
no matter she can't
Okay, well, I just told you. Okay. My handwriting was so good.
because he was
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they both are. What makes Jason disorder? He took skill.
That she kind of
Yes. Wow. Right? Wait, does Jason work from the well, you have to look at it. I wouldn't hire either, to be honest. They're both I just started okay. It just enter your text is still there. You probably thought I'm unsure.
you have to do it in this law.
Well, as much time as we have, although, okay, so now we have a minute and a half more. So do the ones that you know. Now, who would you trust?
Yeah.
Was it jail or a band?
No, it was just a baby. It was I didn't know it was in there.
Read that one. Read it again. Oh, you can. It says that somebody failed our video.
You said he was different. You said
Well, now we know that that's not the case, because sometimes when we read things fast, we'll interpret it differently, and that's happened here.
We only have 29 seconds.
By pause, that's what the meaning might
Wow.
be. Okay, let's see if it's new Okay, it looks like the time has expired. You know what, it's okay that you can't get the text on there. Now, he can see, look at the screen, my screen up here, he can see all of your responses up here.
Oh, dang.
So he's looking through to see how you've been doing.
No.
Uh-oh, potato.
So are either of them honest?
No.
But
Yeah, because Jason was honest about what he did, and he even.
no, he wasn't.
Yeah, he said
the newspaper. That was a newspaper article.
Yeah, and he wrote that he was sorry for what he did. And it was an open letter and everything that he wrote. And he said that the rules were vague and everything. He didn't know.
The newspaper could have made that up.
Why would the newspaper make that up?
Because they lied time.
You have to have artist information, right?
Well, you know what, this could be, shh, Tyler, when I'm talking, you have to stop. Okay. So clearly what you guys are seeing is discrepancies in what you're seeing. And that's why they usually have a panel of people who are interviewing. Who is this?
Sam. Sam.
Well, I'm Sam. Yeah, but
Sam.
don't know who that is. Like, we're not hearing anything. No, we can't hear anything to say.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, in fact, I'm gonna shoot somebody down, because I'm assuming he's talking right now. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we can't hear anything. So I'm just kind of trying to teach the lesson.
How is that other stuff? That's not all right.
Tyler, I like the fact that you have your hand raised. Thank you. No, he just came down to see if we could hear anything. So he probably came down to see if we could hear anything because we're all talking and they probably can't hear above us. Hello? No, we're not hearing anything. No, it's all the way up.
Well, we heard that.
Yeah, we were hearing before, but then when he turned his volume off, then we haven't heard anything since.
There we go. The microphone's on.
Okay. Nope. I know, I can hear my voice too. Okay. Let me just go make sure.
Yeah, maybe you have to.
Wait, that's yours. Your brain.
Oh my God.
And also works well with others. Just talking it from slow. Talking it from just not how it's like. How does that make work?
How does that show?
Yes, it is. How's all your friends? That doesn't make it work. That's like the only thing that was right.
How about now? Can you hear me now? Oh,
Let's give her a shot.
can you hear me now? Okay. Wow.
Let's give her a shout out.
Well, I apologize for that. That I was talking to just one class. So, Hooten, let's get you back in the game. Give us another shout out to make sure you can hear us. All right. So, and the funny thing is, we were kind of creeping on your conversation right there. So you were leaving a digital footprint that we were watching the whole time. But let's go ahead and get back on track. So Sammy wrote that does Linda work well with others? That she's confident and boasts a little bit. And Jason, he's confident but doesn't do any boastings. Linda, honest, has only friends on her private or profile. Is Linda dishonest? Possibly lied about the dish that she made, right? We all saw that. Very good. And then Jason allows non-friends in his profile. So, you never know what you're going to get there. Let's go ahead and let's see. We'll go ahead and do Raymond's. Raymond, are you in Mrs. Hooten's class? Okay. So I don't mean to literally put you on blast, because you are blasting through our speakers, but I do want to kind of hear just from you, just real quickly, about why you think Jason would not work well with others. Because I see that you put a no right here. Why would Jason not work well with others? Just something really quick.
Raymond, come closer to the mic. Because I just noticed I put it in the wrong spot.
Oh, okay. So you think he would work well with others?
Yes.
Okay, and why would you think he would work well with others?
Because he seems like a nice person.
Okay, and that's very good. I mean, and you've never met him before, correct?
No.
Yeah, and so what in his profile or what in his social media made you feel, without knowing him, that he seems like a nice person?
The way he treats people he doesn't know and how he acts around them, leaving like a nice footprint almost.
Oh, very good, very good, and that's what I like to hear. Whenever in science we call it a claim, right? But basically, when you have an opinion, it's always good to back it up with your reasoning. And I tell my science students that your brain loves to give you an answer, but it doesn't like to give you the reason it gives you that answer. Your brain's kind of lazy. It is. And so I always tell my students to ask your brain why. Why? Why did you make that statement? Why did you make that claim? And we call it backing up your claim. And I always tell my students, and Hooten's class, you're more than welcome to have your own opinion, but you need to have your facts to back it up. And Raymond, you did a fantastic job of having an opinion, and you did a great job of backing it up. No matter how old you are more than welcome to have your own opinion, but you need to have things to back them up. And the problem is our brains don't like to give you that backup. It likes to say something and then run and hide and then make you be like, oh, why did I say that? Okay, we have to start asking our brain some things. And I tell my 8th grade students this. I say, sometimes you have to tell your brain to shut up. Right? I'm not saying you guys shut up. You have to tell your brain, because your brain wants to say something. You're like, I'm not going to say that. The brain's like, come on, say it. You have to tell your brain to shut up every once in a while, especially in your digital footprint, especially in that footprint. You don't want it to leave some bad tracks. Good. Oh, you know what? Vanessa. Oh, look at that. Vanessa, I'm going to share yours out because that's beautiful text right there. So we're going to read some of your things, Vanessa. So Vanessa says that Jason works well with others. Jason has a lot of friends on Twitter, and when he says he was trying out for this thing, his friends encouraged him. Okay, so it seems like by his friends encouraging him, it seems like he would work well with real people, not just digital people. Linda says she would not work well with others because Linda says she cooked something when she really bought it at the restaurant. And a friend commented, so she doesn't think that she works well with others, right? Because if you really work well with your friends would probably not say anything. You're like, okay, well, let's just let her say that. So good. I like that you're backing up your claims. Very good. So what we're going to do is we're going to move on to the next part. Do you think the show's host should be Linda or Jason? And then I want you to list the 3 main reasons why. The 3 main reasons why. Okay, so take about 2 minutes, couple minutes to type in who would you hire as the host, and give me your 3 main reasons why. And you might have to ask your brain, hey brain, why are you saying this to me? Why are you making me say that Jason should be the host? What are the things in your brain that's pushing you towards that guy or pushing you towards Linda? We have to start looking inward, and and trying to figure out why does our brain say what it does.
So this is just like writing our 5-paragraph essay, guys. Look for, right, supporting details, quotes, things that back up what you're saying.
Big ideas.
Okay. Thank you. Really. I give him attention, but he already has it for the rest of it. Somebody else walked in.
Yeah.
All right, guys, well, about 1 more minute. And then after the minute, whatever you have, hit submit, even if you're not done. Because remember, we talked about this last time. Whatever you type is being recorded. And to be recorded, you need to hit send or submit, whatever that button is, to receive credit for this. So in about 30 seconds, even if you're not done, whatever you have, hit that send button. About 15 seconds left. Whatever you have, hit send. So I'm going to do the final countdown, and then at the end of the countdown, whatever you have, hit send. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. Okay, whatever you have, please hit send. Whatever you have, please hit send. We should see this participation go all the way to 100. So we're stuck at 67. Whatever you have, please hit. There we go. 84. 84. Very good. And then let's go ahead. And we're going to go ahead and select Jenna. Jenna, are you in Mrs. Hooten's class?
Yes.
All right, Jenna. So I'm just going to share it out. I'm just randomly selecting you. But you all see Jenna's comment on there, and she thinks that Linda should be the host. She has little to no dirt, while Jason has a lot that can be dug up and harm his reputation. Now, remember, it'd be good to say what that dirt was, and you probably did there we go. We can go all the way through. Linda only lets her friends see her pages, so someone bad can't harm her page. But if someone wanted to be bad to Jason, they could. Jason may go back to drugs and influence kids. So I'm assuming she's talking about the steroids that they said he took in high school. And Linda would be good with the kids and work well with them. So very good job of backing up your statement on why you would like to hire this person. And now we're going to go down to Brolin. Where's Brolin at? Is he in Hooten's class or he's at Hooten? Okay, let's try a Spears class. Let's go to Alexa. Alexa, are you in here? All right, so we're going to do Alexa right here. And Alexa says that she thinks that Jason should be the host because he's honest and not as conceited as Linda. Jason is honest because he attached a paper about him being suspended from school. I'm assuming that was the last thing we were going to type. So, at least he's honest about that. I mean, they're going to find that out. Now, notice, I want you to notice, even though he's going for an adult job in the adult world, why do you think he would still attach something about school? Why? Let's ask Spears class. Why? to show that he's honest. Okay. But let's say there might be another reason. Hooten's class. Does anybody have another reason about why, even though he's an adult? Uh-oh. Are they not hearing me?
Yeah, we're hearing you.
Oh, okay. I heard the phone ring. Hooten's class, is there anybody there that would think why he would go all the way back to his school days and say things that he did when, about this? Anybody in that class?
Cole, go ahead.
I think he would attach that because if they found out without him saying it, then it would bring down his trustworthiness. But he actually said what he, which really made you trust him.
Yeah. So you just does anybody think that what he did in school still matters? Right? Yeah, it does. Right? The media is not going to say when he used steroids. They're just going to say he used steroids. They're not going to say he used them as a freshman in high school. They're going to say he used steroids. They don't have to print the whole truth. They just have to print what they want to print and say that it was the truth. And so the digital footprint absolutely matters starting now, because everything that you leave behind can be dug up and used against you. So I want you all to be aware of that. Just because you're a student right now doesn't mean that protects you from what other people think about you in the future. Now, some of you mentioned this. What do you think about Linda's comment under her Instapic, right? Under the picture of the food, somebody said, she said, "Look what I made last night," or something of the sort. And one of her followers said, "You didn't make that. You bought that from the cafe or some restaurant," right? What do you think about that? And I would like you, if did that make you change your mind about her a little bit? Did you think she was trustworthy? And then after that person commented, "Hey, you didn't make that. That's from the cafe." Did that make you change your mind, even in the slightest, about that comment under her Instapic? And it says 3 to 5 sentences, but for the purpose of time, just as much to get your point across. You've got 1 more minute to finish up your thought. And then even if you're not done, go ahead and hit send in about 1 more minute. About 30 seconds left. And then whatever you have, please hit send. About 20 seconds left. About 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whatever you have, please hit send. Whatever you have, please hit send. Okay, now I want to choose Logan because this is what happens, right? she's a liar and got caught while lying. She posted the same picture the week before and said she ordered the food. Okay, now I want you to think about it for a second. Logan, and I see a lot of people very close to Logan's answer, where that what she said was hers, and then somebody commented it wasn't. That makes her a liar. And that's what a lot of people said. But I want you to understand, you read Linda's bio. You looked through her profile. You looked through all of her Instapics. You got to know her pretty well. But one unknown person, you don't even know who this person is. You don't know how this person is related to her. You don't know if it's just some random person. Maybe she didn't lock down her profile as much as she thought. Maybe it's somebody that she friended a while ago and didn't go back through and purge this person out. Maybe it's a friend that is now a frenemy at the moment and she didn't go back through her settings and delete her as a friend. But the person that's leaving the comment changed Linda's digital footprint. It changed your idea of the kind of person that she is. The one unknown person that we've never met, never seen, never anything except for that one little post made us change our mind about who Linda is. We don't know if that was a joke that her best friend is saying. It's like, every time you post something, I'm always going to say you bought it from Marie Callender's. That's just what I'm going to do. We don't know. We don't know if it's just somebody that really doesn't like her because maybe, she, maybe her and her friend were going for the same job and she got it and her friend didn't and she's a little bit mad. And so she's going through and typing these things. We have no idea. But because of a random person making a random post on Linda's account, our minds were changed. This happens all the time. People are going through and adding footprints to our footprint every day. And you have no idea how that changes the idea of the way people convey you online. You have no idea. This is the whispering that we heard about, and we don't understand that. We don't understand that the people who leave comments on our posts are driving the way people are making us look through our posts, right? So we have to think, is Linda really a liar, or is that person making posts that they shouldn't to make Linda look like a liar? We have to start thinking that way because it happens to us all the time. And the reason I point this out is because we have to make sure that the people who are allowed to post are the people we want to be allowed to post, not random people. We have to cultivate this. And a lot of times you meet somebody online who has the same interest as you, but you have no idea who they are, and you hit friend. Like, oh, they like Nike shoes, so do I. Friend. Oh, they're a huge Justin Bieber fan. Friend. Right? That's like you walking into Walmart and be like, hey, you like blue. Here's a key to my house. Right? You're all laughing, but you're giving them a key to do whatever they want to your future. You're giving them a key to leave whatever they want in your tracks. Don't give people a key if you don't know them. You all laughed when I said that's like going into Walmart and giving somebody a key to your house. The reason you laughed is because it sounds absurd. We know we would never do that. So why do we friend people we don't know? It's exactly the same thing. It's just as absurd to friend somebody we don't know as giving a random person a key just because they have the same interest as us. It's just as absurd. We have to understand that. And we don't understand it because we're never told that. We're never taught that. We're never given the opportunity to see what a bad post can do to somebody's reputation. And this person's reputation, Linda, that's her future. That's her job. This is what she's wanted to do her whole life. And it may not happen now because of a random post by a random person. You guys understand? Something as small as a post by somebody else can totally change the course of somebody's life. somebody's job, somebody's passion. You get to control that, not other people. But you have to stop giving the keys out just at will. People have to earn the key. People have to earn your trust. People have to earn the privilege of being your friend, of being your follower, of being a part of your social group. They need to earn that trust. So stop giving it away. You are more important than that. You are more important than just saying friend, friend, friend. You are more important than that. And you have to understand it. They have to earn that button. You have to stop giving it away. Next, what about Jason? Right? He lied about singing in his band. He lied about his relationship status. He lied about where he was born. But a lot of you yet still said he was trustworthy. Okay? So take a few minutes and tell us your thoughts. If these were the reasons you found him to be untrustworthy, expand upon that. Tell me why. And if you found him still to be trustworthy, how did you overcome these shortcomings with him? What made you say, well, that's not as bad? Or, well, Linda's worse because. What made you think he was still trustworthy after all of these things? Or why did these things make you still say, yeah, because of these, I could not put him in front of a camera? So think about it for a second. Give you about 2 more minutes.
I think you should be over under grip or lifting that. How do you feel?
Jamie, the Bond movie came out today, so I figured this shirt.
It's about 1 more minute, and then after the minute, please make sure you hit submit. Mrs. Hooten's class, if there's somebody in your class that really wants their answer read out, please let me know. And Mr. Spears' class after that, if there's somebody who would really like me to read theirs out, just let me know as well. There's nobody in Mr. Spears' class raising their hand right now. No, I'm joking. There's someone standing up and jumping up and down saying me, me, me. So
All right.
about 30 seconds left, and then make sure you please hit submit. 30 seconds left. About 15 seconds left, and we're going to hit submit. About 10 seconds left. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Send. Whatever you have, hit send. And Raymond, I'm not going to pick on you, but I really like what you type because it makes me laugh. I still found him trustworthy because of the way he treats people. He may be a liar, but he's still a good guy.
Oh my God.
I find that to be very amusing, just because trustworthy and liar, good guy, all in the same sentence. Raymond, you're somebody I'd like to hang out with. Seriously. Okay, so Hooten's class. Is there anybody in your class that wants me to read out?
Yes, there are quite a few.
Okay, let's have one, and then we'll do one from Spears' class. Then we'll come back to you again.
Okay, how about Britain?
Britain.
Your eye took me what?
Brolin, Brandon, Britain. Here we go. So, Britain, he is not trustworthy because he lies and doesn't make the right choices in certain situations. Because when a lie goes public, you still can't flee away, and it's just like leaving a bad internet footprint. Absolutely. Once you lie online, it doesn't go away. It's there to stay. And in a way, I'm not Dr. Seuss, I'm just kidding. But it's there. It's not going to go away. So you have to make sure, and trust me, people know. People will go back and they'll see. You see it all the time in politics. All the time. And I know I'm talking about this a lot. And when I was your age, I could care less about politics. And for some reason, as soon as I hit 30, I'm like, this is interesting. Right? It took me that long to think politics was interesting. I'm like, wow, this is interesting. Because these are actual people who are playing like this. It's like this drama laying out on stage. It's like the most reality show I've ever seen in my life, this politics stuff that's out there. But you're going to start seeing people say, but you said this 20 years ago, and you're saying this now. You said this last week, and now you're saying this now. People find out. People find out if you're lying. You have to be careful. It's not like you tell your friend one thing, whisper in their ear, and then a week later say, I didn't say that. Right? That's his word against yours. On the internet, you typed it, you said it. Basically. Okay, how about Spears' class? Jaden. Jaden and Sierra. The dynamic duo. So let's go right there. Jaden and Sierra. So my impression of Jason, he's a foolish, not just a liar. He is a foolish liar. Lying gives you a reputation. That reputation follows you your whole life. People on the show might not trust you when they find out you're a liar, and then someone might tell your boss, and then Jason will get fired. Okay? Good. Very good. I like foolish liar. Okay, Hooten's class. One more from your class.
Okay, how about Javier?
Javier. The Hobster. Right there. Oh, he has no answer.
Oh, well, okay. Then how about, let's go with J.
Dean. Here we go. J. Dean. He doesn't seem trustworthy because he lied a lot more than Linda. I still think Jason should not be the host of the show. My impression of Jason is that did not change from the first time. Now, understand, all these things are because he lied. Now, number one, most guys lie about singing in a band. Just tell you right now. Okay? Early on, most guys will say, I sing in a band. Yeah, Rock Band on Xbox. That's not singing in a band. Okay? Right? But to them, they're not lying. Oh, I'm a great singer. Yeah, at your house. Right? Okay? And from where he was born, I truly don't understand why anybody would lie about that. I mean, you have no choice of where you're born, so why even lie about that? So that does give me a little bit of pause to this guy, right? Now, I would have to go back through, and see if he actually lied, or if maybe in his profile he selected the wrong state, because there's a lot of different towns with the same name. Like for me, I was born in a small town in New York called Rome, New York. So when people ask where I was born, I say I was born in Rome. And people think, oh, Italy? No, New York, right? So it could have been misconstrued that he said one place and he meant another because he didn't put all the facts out there. So it doesn't really necessarily mean he lied about that. It just means people might have taken it the wrong way. And I say that because I've experienced that miscommunication before. But if you've never experienced that, you might straight up think he's a straight up liar. Now, the last thing I want to talk to you about is very important, because it's very important you understand this. A long, long time ago, in a galaxy right here, there was this town called MySpace. Okay? Now, the long, long time ago I'm talking about is 2006, but in digital age, that's ancient. Now, this town started off as a small little town, but as soon as people heard about it, everybody moved. Everybody and their mother did. Seriously, mothers and everybody was on this thing. And they were putting up their likes and their dislikes, and they had followers and all of this. But pretty soon this town got overcrowded. And people started seeing all these things that were popping up. They're like, I can't do this anymore. It's just getting so overcrowded. I don't like this. And over the hill, there was a shining new town being built. This town was called Facebook. And Facebook promised, we're never going to be like MySpace town. We're going to be clean, and you can only change a few things. So everybody's streaming, everything's going to look the same, and it's going to be nice and neat and clean. So everybody just got up and moved to the next town called Facebook. They didn't pack up their belongings. They didn't lock up their house. They didn't do anything. They just left. And so MySpace, the town of MySpace, has been left like a ghost town for ages, meaning like 5-10 years. Okay, ages. Now, think about it. It says on here that Jason's relationship status, one profile said he was single, and one profile said he was married. Now, I will tell you right now, I had a MySpace account.
Whoa.
I left, and when I left, I was not married. So guess what my MySpace account probably still says? Single. Guess what my Facebook account says? Married. Now, does that make me a liar? No. That makes me dumb. And why does it make me dumb? Because I should never leave a town without packing up and closing down. I should never go back. I mean, I should never just leave. You got to shut it down. You got to close it down, because you leaving this capsule that people may still think you're using, but it's you from 10 years ago. It's you that is not you anymore. And it's you that makes you seem like a liar when you're actually not. Now, I tell you right now, I've already shut that down. When I started doing this and I started thinking about it, I'm like, wait a minute, did I shut that down? I had to go back. I did not. So I had to go back through. I said, end my account, and then it was done. But I know a lot of students your age that you have a Facebook account and you forget the password or something, so you just make a new one. You're leaving a trail, these little capsules of you that's no longer you, but people can search and think it's still you. You have to shut it down. You have to make sure when you move, you take everything with you. You have to make sure that when you transfer, you take everything with you and you shut it down. You cannot leave a trail of trash in your footprint. You got to shut it down. And I say this because it's so much easier to just say, I'm going to make another one. But you cannot do that. You cannot. And so I love this question about relationship status, because I can totally relate. When I used MySpace, I was single. When I had in my Facebook, which I use, I am married. But it doesn't make me a liar. It just makes me dumb. Seriously, I'm dumb for keeping both those open and not shutting the one I don't use down. And I'm not afraid to admit that I am dumb, right? And to make sure that that trail that leads to my footprint is cut off, I deleted it. Have you deleted yours? So we're going to end in this reflection. You have to start taking care of your digital self. You have to start understanding that you are more important than you give yourselves credit for. You have more rights than you give yourselves credit for. You have the right to say, I'm not going to friend you. You have the right to say, I'm going to unfriend you. You have the right to say, you're not going to be my friend until you prove you can be my friend. You have the right to go through and end accounts and end all these things of I'm going to have the most friends compared to my other friends who aren't really my friends because I've never met them before in my life. You have the right to do that right now. And if none of you have started anything with social media, if some of you have been waiting until you get to high school because it's a family rule, that's great. But as I was saying yesterday, a lot of parents put an age limit on social media. You can't get a social media account until you're 13 or until you're 14. And, you know, I'm not saying your parents are wrong, but this is what I'm saying. It's not an age thing. It's a are you ready thing. There are some students I know that when they're 14, they're not ready yet. There's some students I know when they're 12, they are ready. It's not an age issue. It's are you prepared to handle what's going to happen? That's what I think about social media. Okay? And that's why I'm giving you this advice right now. Because if you haven't started a social media, you know how to take care of it well in advance. But if you are in social media, you now know how to trim it down to make it look better. It's like a garden. If you plan ahead, you know exactly how you want that garden to grow. You have a beautiful garden. But even if you've let it overgrow because you had no idea what you're doing, you can still go out and trim it and make it look beautiful. You still have that opportunity. But don't let everything grow and the weeds grow and all this stuff grow until it's so wild, you're just like, I can't handle it. You are more special than you give yourselves credit for. Your digital footprint is more important than you give yourselves credit for. And I want to tell you right now, I've shown you the detriment that a footprint can do, but the beautiful thing is it can make your life so much easier. And I'm going to leave you with this one example. Over the summer, I was doing my normal stuff. I go to conferences, I would present to teachers, present to students, and I got a call from Fresno Pacific University. Okay, does anybody know what Fresno Pacific University is? It's a great college here in town. And normally it's very difficult to get a job there because they like the best of the best. They called me and said, hey, we're looking for a teacher to teach one of our master's courses, and your name keeps popping up. We would like you to come in for an interview. And I said, well, may I ask how you got my name? And they listed these people. And these are people that I've met at conferences. I found them to be very reputable. And I made connections to them through my Twitter accounts and my Facebook accounts. I added them as friends because I met them and I found them to be very trustworthy. And because of that, they've been able to follow me and say, this guy knows what he's talking about. And they're the ones that referred me. My footprint got me that job. My footprint. They came looking for me because of my footprint. It can help you out immensely, but it can be very detrimental. Now, I'm going to show you one more thing to protect you. Okay, now, Hooten's class, I want you to pay attention, and Spears class, listen up. Everybody has or have had the opportunity to see the brand new stuff coming out with voice recognition. So you guys all know about Siri. You all know about, you know, Google's thing. I don't know if they have a name, but it's OK Google. And you all know about Microsoft Cortana. Amazon has a new one. I can't remember that one's name. But here's the thing. Every single time you talk to your device, it is recorded. It is saved. That is text messages, voice messages, just call outs, and phone calls. And I didn't believe this either. I'm like, nah. Why would they do that to me? I'm not important. Okay, now pay attention. Pay attention. This is a website called history.google.com. And this is everything I've ever asked Google.
Creepy. No.
Everything I've ever spoke to my phone is recorded. Now, I know now where to find this in my Google account. It's after you log in, it's history.google.com. I have no idea where Apple keeps theirs. I have no idea where Microsoft keeps theirs, but they do. But wait, there's more. Every single place I have ever been since I had a phone is listed on Google Maps. I've been to Hawaii. I travel all up and down California presenting in San Francisco, in LA. It's all tracked. I've been to Phoenix to present. I've been to Texas to present. And my last vacation was in Mexico. It's all tracked. But wait, there's more.
Well, wait, there's more.
YouTube history. Every video you've ever clicked on is there. So I haven't been on YouTube in a while. I mean, I post to YouTube, but I haven't been on YouTube in a while. The last time I went to YouTube was Back to the Future Day because I was watching a lot of Back to the Future stuff. Okay. And then also I had a lot of my students in my master's class that I told you about. They posted to YouTube as their assignment. So I watched their things. But everything you've ever watched on YouTube is recorded. Everything you've ever searched on YouTube is recorded.
Next.
Now, I don't say this to scare you. I say it so that you understand what businesses are doing. They're not doing it so they can blackmail you later. They're doing it to make their algorithms that much better. Algorithms are the computer thought processing on what they think you'll like next, or where you'd like to travel next, or what they think your voice is actually trying to say, because different parts of the country use different words for different things. So they try to make your life easier by doing this. But they're not immune to hackers. They're not immune to people breaking in. I'm letting you know this because this is the way the world works, and this is the way the world goes around. And I'm telling you this because I only found out about this 2 weeks ago. And I think I'm pretty well versed in all things Google. I mean, I have a computer on my face, right? And I only found out about this 2 weeks ago. Do you think the rest of the world knows very much about this? No. Do you think your friends know about this? No. And I guarantee you, a lot of your friends' face would turn ghost white if they knew their parents can see this, because they can. This is part of your digital footprint. Everything you search, everything you ask, everything you do adds to your footprint. And I'm saying this to prepare you down the road, because you are now the most watched culture of any culture in the history of the world. There are more photos taken in 1 hour than from 1980 all the way to the beginning of time. There are more photos taken every hour than from 1980 to the beginning of time. You are the most watched and documented culture in the history of the world. How are you going to document yourself? How are you going to represent yourself when you can't explain yourself? How are you going to cultivate your digital footprint so that you make it convey the best of you and not the worst of you? Once again, you are special and you deserve the rights to cultivate your own footprint. But you also need to make sure you take ownership of it by deleting people you don't want to add to that, by preventing yourselves from searching things you should not be searching for or watching things you should not be watching. You need to make sure that you are as a good person online as you are face to face, because the two worlds are merging, and if they conflict with one another, the digital one always wins. I want you guys to prepare for the future, but you need to make sure you surround yourselves with knowledgeable people. So please pass this around to your friends. Tell them about what you've heard, what you've learned, and your thoughts. And seriously, have a serious discussion with your friends when you go to lunch today and say, did you know this? And did you know that? And what are you going to do about this? Because this is what I'm going to do about that. Have serious discussions about this, because it's a serious issue, because it is your life we're talking about. It is your future we're talking about. How are you going to mold your future? So Mrs. Hooten, I'm going to come in and take some questions from your students in a minute. I'm going to stay in Mr. Spears' class for a little bit and take some questions from him. So I'll come down and see you in about 5-10 minutes. Are you guys okay with that?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So I'll see you in a bit. Let me go ahead and end this, and I'm going to stop the broadcast.